Just calling in some Reiki energy. Welcome, friends. Welcome. One love, vegan. One love. I love that. Yummy delights. Welcome, blissful Diana. Hello, beautiful. Aloha, beautiful friends. Welcome, Keelang Gutierrez 13. Welcome, everybody. Aloha. Aloha and welcome to day 26 of the 30 days of Reiki 30. It has been a minute since day 25 and I will continue. These will be continuing on as evidenced by being right here. So my name is Taylor Norris. I am a Usui Holy Fire 3 Karuna Reiki Master. And I teach online Reiki classes. I'm a professional member of the International Center of Reiki Training, and I am so passionate about Reiki. Hello, welcome Jen, welcome everyone who's here. Thank you for being here so much. So a little different format today. My intention with this series that is continuing at its own divine timing pace is to share with you a taste of the healing frequencies of Reiki energy, to answer your questions. So if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, drop them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them. And to give you an opportunity to see if you resonate with Reiki, see if you're connecting with me, if you're connecting with the energy that's here. If you're connecting, I'm feeling the connection. I'm feeling y'all. I hope those of you that are here are feeling the connection too. I'm giving you this chance, this little sampler, and to see if you want to go deeper with Reiki, because Reiki, as I've said on here many times before, this is a very supreme gift, supreme blessing, supreme tool, supreme energy to be working with at this time. Extremely helpful. And your opportunity to go deeper is, of course, in a distant healing session with me or in person if you're on the Big Island, as well as my online classes, which we just finished one, Reiki 1 and 2, just finished, and y'all, it was phenomenal. It was so awesome. I'm just going to pin the link to my sessions and my classes and try to pin it, forgetting it's been too long since I've been on Instagram. I forgot how to use it. Yay, Jen said your recent course is changing my life. I love it. So helpful. Love it, y'all. Everybody who's here, Paulinita Suarez, welcome. Candy, oh my goodness, Vive Live, welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, yes, I'm getting really excited. Calm it back down. That's another thing Reiki is really useful for, is calming down. So I pinned the link. I'm going to include in the caption of this post, if you're interested in hearing about all my Reiki offerings, because things are going to be changing in the coming weeks, and really in a very exciting way. So if you want to be notified by email of those changes, please DM me Reiki and I will add you to my email list. You'll need to give me your email, of course. But yes, some very exciting things are coming, and deeper offerings and really, really cool variety of offerings coming in the coming weeks. I feel so much calmer with this guidance. Yes, Reiki is so helpful, stabilizing the frequency. Welcome, RKTGL. Beautiful, y'all. So a little different from today is we're going to do the invocation first, and that is where I'm really calling in the Reiki energy to be here with us. It'll help me communicate better also, and it'll be a little sample for you too. And what I'm going to use is, I'm not going to channel the invocation this time. I will be channeling Reiki energy. That will be given. But I'm not going to channel in terms of a vocal channeling. That's something I will be offering somewhere else at a different time. Stay tuned. Get on that email list. But this comes from a prayers and invocation free download from my blessed Reiki master teacher, Colleen Benelli. This is one of her invocations with certain adaptations that I make to make it more mine and make it more comprehensive and whatnot. So I'll be sharing that with y'all. And just because I'm reading it doesn't make it any less powerful. It's really, really phenomenal. But it's one way we can actually keep this 30 days of Reiki 30 to 30 minutes or less. I've really been bad at keeping that boundary with myself, and it's not been positive. So here we go with this invocation. Welcome the Sembrador. So you can go ahead and take a comfortable seat or lay down and close your eyes. Take some deep breaths, knowing and understanding that Reiki will only come to you if you're open to receive, if you're saying yes to receive the Reiki energy. I pray that my ego and all of my personal energy be set aside so they are not involved in this healing, and only the pure Reiki energy flows through me. I surrender to the pure light of Reiki. I surrender to the pure light of Reiki. I surrender to the pure light of Reiki. Place your hands comfortably on your body. The light of Reiki fills the air that you breathe. Your breath fills your body with the light. As you breathe in the light within you wakes up. The light within you is revealed. The power of divine love fills your breath and is revealed at the core of your being. The power of the divine mind fills your breath and is revealed at the core of your consciousness. The power of the divine heart fills your breath and is revealed in the light of your heart. The power of the divine earth fills your breath and is revealed in your body. The power of creation fills your breath, and the power of creation is revealed in you. The power of your Holy Spirit is revealed within you. Look inside and say thank you to you. Appreciate you and how deeply you love. Together we say thank you to the divine ones who join us. We invite your divine guidance, healing, and empowerment. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Thank you, mahalo. As a child of God, I claim my power and purpose as a servant of God. I demand that all darkness leave me and all who are present immediately. Into the light be healed, into the light be healed, into the light be healed. I ask that Archangel Michael place me and all who are present in his blue bubble of protection against all darkness. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone who's here. Beautiful friends. Welcome, Cecilia, Horton Beef, Casa Lucia Boutique Hotel. Wonderful friends, y'all. That was a little Reiki invocation sampler with some prayers that I really like to say. And I want to, again, just invite y'all into the comments if you have a particular question. Feel free to ask that. I'm happy to answer your question. I'll just take a sip of water to let that happen if that needs to happen, because I know there's usually a delay on the lives, which makes question answering sometimes not the easiest thing. really good Reiki water. So my friends, the topic I chose that really came through to me was why Reiki is the only energy healing I will receive, the only type of energy healing I will receive. And this is something edgy for me to like come out and actually say and claim, honestly. I'm a little scared in saying that. Because it's taking a stand, it's taking a position, you know. But that is where I'm at. That is authentically where I'm at. And that came into my awareness earlier today when following up with someone who wanted to exchange sessions and like does not do Reiki. And I'm just like, it's not even that I don't want to receive from that healer specifically. It's just I realized, you know, when talking to that other person, that I don't want to receive any kind of energy healing that's not Reiki, not just from that person, but period. I didn't realize it. I didn't really realize it until today. And I thought, you know, this could be something really beneficial to talk about. Welcome Nirmala, Dylan, Hickey. Welcome everyone. Sorry if I mispronounce your names. I'm from the South and I don't say everything properly. So, why I only am interested in receiving Reiki energy healing, why I'm not down to receive other forms of energy healing. Well, in a Reiki session or class, there is clarity. You know what you're getting. You know what Reiki sessions are using Reiki energy. Welcome, Farmer Myra. Welcome, Chris Cooks Raw. Jen, thank you for your courage, vulnerability. Absolutely. Well, I'm inspired by all my students, you included, who were so vulnerable and beautiful this past weekend. But it is something I'm realizing, you know, to be vulnerable, and to be mindful and discerning about that vulnerability too. Welcome, Ma'am 40. Welcome, everyone. So, in a Reiki session or a Reiki class, it's very clear that the energy being used in the energy healing session is Reiki energy. That's what that means. When someone is saying they're doing Reiki energy healing, or they're teaching a Reiki class or going to a Reiki class, the energy that's being used is Reiki. There's not any, you know, confusion about that. Whereas in other types of energy healing, that's not the energy being used. So some people, very few people, can tap into Reiki without, you know, official trainings. That is possible. But with someone who is specifically giving a Reiki session, they're calling it that, they've received Reiki training, you know that they're using Reiki energy specifically. Welcome, Jules. Jules, Blessed Vegan in the house. Welcome. So that to me is very, very soothing, okay? And that obviously means a lot more now that I've done so much training and I've worked so much with the energy. But even as someone who's just coming into the world of energy healing and light work and vibrational healing and maybe more alternative kinds of healing that are less understood and less mainstream and less studied, well, at least the research and the studies out there are not as well known maybe as for more mainstream modalities. You know, that there can be, I'm here to tell you, there's a certain level of assurance in knowing that in a Reiki session, that energy healer is using Reiki energy. And Reiki energy is spiritually guided life force energy. It's universal life force energy. It's conscious life force energy. It's coming from a source that is conscious and aware and very wise and very enlightened, and only works in ways that are for the highest good of all. Love you too, Jules. Welcome, Avila. I'm not even going to try, but welcome. You know who you are. Welcome. And that's a really big deal to know what energy is being used, because someone who's just doing energy healing, again, you don't necessarily know what they're using. And, why is that such a big deal? Well, if a healer is using Reiki energy, then they're not using their personal energy. That is implicit and explicit and very much a part of the training and working with the energy. And that's why the sessions work so well, is because the healer is not using personal energy. When I'm giving a Reiki session, it is Reiki energy doing the healing. It's not me. The more I can not be involved and detach my personal energy and also just be yet another benefactor of the healing, another recipient of the healing as the energy comes through me, the better the results are in the session. It takes, setting that ego aside, and even that means wanting it really bad for that person. Gotta let go of that and just trust the energy. So this is a big deal in Reiki. It's taught, don't use your personal energy. It's not gonna work if you do. It's really discouraged. And only do Reiki when you say you're doing Reiki. Don't be doing other things. All right. That's very, very important. And then this is in comparison to other energy healing sessions where there might be personal energy that's being used. Oftentimes there is. And why is it so much better to not be using personal energy? Well, that's, if I'm using my personal energy, that's going to vastly, even as great as I might be, or as great as a healer might be, that's going to lower the vibration of the healing. That's going to lower the frequency of the healing. That's going to limit, that's going to put a ceiling on what is possible in that session for that client. If I'm using my own personal energy, I'm doing a disservice to the person, is what it is. And this is where the Reiki master comes in, is someone who's really understanding that. You're really getting the picture that the more you can, take that personal energy, set it aside, know that that's that, and just be a conduit for Reiki energy, then that is the whole game. And, it's kind of a counterintuitive thing, and it's really actually a quite beautiful and healing process. Yeah, super humbling, Jules says. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it's doing. Yeah, it's very humbling, but it's so beautiful. It's so much more powerful that way. It works so much better that way. So there's no personal energy involved in a Reiki session or a Reiki class. When done properly, okay, this is at its best, ideal, most optimal. And also, what I was reflecting on, there's a sort of Reiki frequency filter that happens in a session. Jen asks, is it okay to use smudges during Reiki? Yes, definitely. And before the session, that's something where it's, using your guidance. If you're feeling guided to do a smudge, for sure, that can be definitely a part of it. And the thing is, it's not necessary. It's not a requirement. But if you're tapping into your guidance, and Reiki saying, your guidance is saying, you could even ask Reiki, should I smudge right now? I'm kind of feeling called. And if you're feeling a yes, then absolutely, smudge in that way. Yes, sometimes there is guidance like that, a crystal could be useful, or this or that could be useful. You'll feel into that the more you practice and give sessions. But what I found is, for the most part, it's not necessary. Any kind of props or things I have, tools, it's more just for me. It's more just like setting the vibe or setting the tone, kind of creating an atmosphere. But at its fundamental base, it's really as simple as, with your intention. Mahalo, how has Reiki grounded you more in the body and help with your own embodiment? Yeah, so it's definitely grounded me more in my body, and definitely helped me practice and ground in my holistic healthy lifestyle fully, day in, day out, with discipline, with love. I do a whole lot every day to make sure I'm in my body. and this is an ongoing practice, but it's really helped me do what I know is best for my health. And it's made those healthy habits stick. Like, I do really well with a routine. I do really well knowing like when I'm gonna eat. I do really well with like having, typical waking, sleeping hours, work hours, that kind of thing, some structure in my day. I do really well with daily movement, these kinds of things, and Reiki has helped me go from like knowing this is what I'm gonna do, and like having phases where I'm doing it and phases where I'm not doing it, to just like, this is what I do all the time, and I love it, and I feel weird if I don't do it, so I always do it. That's been really very helpful. The relaxing nature of Reiki as well has helped me be in my body more, and as well as those feelings of peace and safety really getting me in my body more. The more healing I've done, the safer and safer it has become for me to be in my body. As Reiki has healed layers of trauma, layers of conditioning, abuse, these kinds of things, ancestral patterns, ancestral, energies I was carrying with me, my body becomes a safer and safer place to occupy as it is, without trying to change my energy with artificial means, external means. The only way I'm trying to change my energy is by activating Reiki to be merged with that energy and that frequency. So it's definitely helped in that way. It's helped in, awareness of what my needs are, and making sure I'm doing self-care. And it's definitely, it just shows me too that, again, I don't need any kind of like altered state to experience these very high levels of consciousness, that it really can be so simple to just use my own technology and activate the energy, and have those very, very spiritual experiences. And I think Reiki really brings into awareness the ordinary magic of life, of day to day, and appreciating that more, so that it's not just like, all right, gotta astral project right quick to like have a peak experience. It's more like just, enjoying simplicity, enjoying just like being here now, and like being really present with myself, and yeah, caring for my physical body, realizing I'm in a physical body this lifetime, and like I chose that, and to really develop good relations with my body. Yeah, which has been, a whole like unlearning process, and then a relearning process. Does that answer the question? A beautiful one. Yeah, I'm grateful to have you in my life, Jen. It's my pleasure to share. Yes. Yeah, and realizing embodiment is something to cultivate on an ongoing basis. And to ask Reiki specifically, if you're needing help with that, ask Reiki, how can I be more embodied? What can I do on my end? What am I needing? What guidance do you have for me on being more embodied and safe in my body? Yeah. Good. Glad that helps. Okay. So, I was saying that Reiki creates kind of a frequency filter when you're having a session. And what I mean by that is that Reiki is filtering out frequencies that are not harmonic, that are not resonant with Reiki. And I've seen it do this. I've felt it do this. When someone's working with frequencies that are not resonant with Reiki, that are not for the highest good of all, Reiki does its thing, and they are not a part of the healing, and there's often, sometimes when that's the case, there's, resistance. So Reiki creates this filter where only energies, frequencies, and beings that are for the highest good of the person receiving the session, giving the session, and everything else across time and space, that is only what's going to be present. And how this is explained in Holy Fire Reiki is that Holy Fire is only going to it's going to open this access door to third heaven energies or higher. Third heaven energies, frequencies, and beings are higher, and these are enlightened beings, ascended masters, archangels, the people you want helping, the beings you want helping, the frequencies, the qualities, peace, love, harmony, joy, bliss, these sorts of things, wellness. It totally circumvents the astral realm, the second heaven, these realms that, are much like Earth. They're just non-physical. Reiki is making sure that because this is another thing, like secret. This is in my experience. Again, if this doesn't resonate, that's fine, leave it. But when we're doing a Reiki session, I'm like, yeah, I'm in my body, I'm there, and then there's the person who's receiving the healing that's in a body. And most, in my experience, that's not the only beings, that are present. There's usually a full team who's there giving Reiki and doing techniques that I don't even know how to do. Okay? And they're basically telling me what to do. And, my guess is in other energy healing sessions, people are working with different helpers in that same way, called spirit guides or something like that. Holy Fire Reiki makes sure that all of those spirit guides, all of those angels, all of these beautiful non-physical beings and energies and frequencies, they hear the call to come, that they have permission. They have permission to help a human. They get super excited about this. And so they go to town. And like I get school. It's like workshop. Like Taylor, take notes. But actually don't take notes, because this is way more advanced than anything you know how to do. It's kind of funny. Again, very humbling. So Holy Fire Reiki in particular just puts this fabulous filter on that ensures that the energies and the beings who are there are coming from third heaven or higher. And I know I've done a lot of other things and other traditions that are working with, astral realm, and that's beautiful. That would be like second heaven and Holy Fire Reiki speak. And a lot of great beings can be in the astral that are really fun to work with. They can do awesome stuff. But then you have a lot of beings that are ego driven and have their own agendas, whereas third heaven and beyond beings that are called in Holy Fire Reiki, and it seems like in other Reiki lineages as well, these are beings that are really performing at a very high level in the service of humanity, and they are just so stoked to have your permission to come in and like give some healing benefit, because these beings that come in in my Reiki sessions, in Holy Fire sessions, they must have permission. Like, they're like super respectful, not gonna interfere. They're, maybe protecting you, looking out for you if you already have an ongoing like soul relationship with them. But when they get this explicit permission in a session, then they can work their miracles. They can work all kinds of things, but they need that permission. Whereas astral plane, second heaven beings, they are often manipulating humans. It's not, because we have free will. We always have free will. We definitely do. But we also get manipulated. I mean, you can look around at the world right now and see how many manipulation games are happening right now. But yeah, so second heaven beings are much like that. Astral beings can be like that too, and will kind of like draw the strings of the practitioner's ego in order to manipulate and, make them think they're becoming more powerful and this kind of thing, and trick them and do all sorts of things. And again, it's kind of like using the personal energy in a session. If these non-ascended or non-enlightened beings are a part of a session, they're going to lower the vibration of what's possible. Sure, some really great stuff might happen. I'm not saying that. Some great stuff might happen, but what could have happened if, you were only working with third heaven, ascended, enlightened beings and energies and frequencies that are like from the 26th dimension, really, we're talking super high. I mean, y'all, the beings and the frequencies that are available to help us now, it's incredible, because we need that much help. Like, again, you look around the world, it's like, we need help. Jin says she relates. Giant beings supporting the process. Yes, so many beautiful beings are supporting us right now. It's incredible. It really is. So yeah, that jumping the astral with Holy Fire in particular is just, oh man, let me tell you, that is not to be underplayed. Like, that is, man, astral, like, that is, it's like Earth. Again, it's imagine Earth, but non-physical. You have all kinds of variety there. You have really amazing, and you have like, are you serious? Like, we allow this to go on, but like, yeah, they're there. Yes. I also want to say that I've had good experiences receiving Reiki in all lineages. I have had many different sessions I've received, and they've all been positive. I can only speak for my lineage when I say how like the third heaven and the beings and everything work. And it seems like this is something that sets Holy Fire apart, based on what my teachers have told me. That it kind of will like detox in a way practitioners from any guides or non-physical beings they're working with that are not for the highest good of all, and harmonic and compatible and resonant with Reiki, Holy Fire energy. And there can be kind of a guide detox where maybe those guides stay on as like friends and like companions and what have you, but they will not be allowed in the session. They won't be a part of the healing work. So it's very interesting how this works. But yeah, I've had some very powerful sessions. I've received some very powerful sessions from Reiki masters in other lineages. So not here putting anything down. I can just only speak the most extensively about what I do know and what I teach and practice and share with people. Welcome, happy feet. Welcome everybody who is here. So I also want to say one of the things that makes me feel really safe in a Reiki session is the fact that it's structured. There is some structure to it. particularly in-person sessions. Again, you know what to expect. And in other lineages, it's even more structured. Holy Fire, Reiki, we have like some leniency, but there is a structure that's given. The trainings, particularly in Holy Fire, I don't have the manual, they're in the bookshelf over there, but like we have manuals. The training is very thorough, it's very comprehensive, it's a lot of hours, like, because it's very important to put, make sure the important pieces are covered, because this is a very intimate container. There's a great deal of trust that needs to be established, a great deal of competency, and so having those comprehensive trainings, there is something to that, y'all. Like, it's just like how you would go to a certified or a licensed massage therapist versus just, anybody. You might go to the non-licensed massage therapist who you know really well, but just meeting someone, it's meaningful to hear that they are a licensed massage therapist. There's a certain level of professionality, of ethics, of things that you know what they're going to do, what they're not going to do based on that licensure. The same with a session from a certified Reiki practitioner, a certified Reiki master, someone who has had formal training, and especially, going the extra step to becoming a member of a professional organization that has further standards. Like Holy Fire, my lineage, we have the manuals. Like, if you're gonna say you're a Holy Fire practitioner and master teacher, you have to use the manuals to do your classes and cover everything that's there, or else you need to be calling yourself something else. This is my understanding, at least. I take this very seriously, very serious today. But it is, because energy healing, like that's like you're offering yourself up for a kind of a very intimate experience, like an etheric surgery. You want to make sure your surgeon has training, has an MD, right? In the same way, it really freaking helps if your energy healer has some training, has some certifications. Those matter, in my experience. That's not to say there isn't, some just like complete intuitive, untrained, like genius savant people. But I can say for my experience, the people I feel safest and most comfortable with have training, and I know I feel safest and most comfortable when they are trained Reiki practitioners. Because again, that the energy part of energy healer, it's like, what energy are you using? Do you know? Do you even know? Do you even, like, this is a wonderful question for someone who's just like, yeah, I'm doing energy healing sessions. Like, well, tell me exactly what energy you're working with, like what it's all about, where does it come from, that kind of thing. So it matters. It matters to me. I will say I even prefer my body workers to have Reiki. Even if they're not giving me a Reiki session, they're just giving me a massage. But to have someone, again, touch me and be in my energy field in an intimate way, touching my body, I prefer that it's someone who has Reiki as well. I'm realizing this too, like this, it's like my massage therapist here, like she has Reiki, she only did the first two levels of training, and that's enough. Like, it's enough. I can tell a difference. I really can. So really, really interesting, especially, I say this too, because someone who's not allowing themselves to be very sensitive, is not naturally very sensitive, might go to just any energy healing session, like have great experience or like no experience. But for those of us who are very sensitive, who are very empathic, who are very intuitive, I will say, like, this is, for me, this helps filter out experiences that ultimately are just not safe. When I choose a Reiki session, I know what I'm getting has a very high likelihood of being very safe. And again, are there like the curveball practitioners who are not doing a good job? I'm sure, maybe, I don't know. But in my experience, this has been a really wonderful filter, and one that I am now consciously going to be, I really feel like I would not like to receive a session from you because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, and like, I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm not okay with that. So, any questions about that? It's kind of funny, you know. It's kind of funny. It's just the more I work with this, the more I'm just like, wow, okay, yeah. This is all I want to do, you know. This is all I want to receive, and that's okay, you know. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, really, really, really beneficial. All right, friends. It's been real. If you've been feeling it, you know, give it a like, give it a heart, give it a share your stories, tag me. I will reshare. And yeah, as I said, DM me if you want to be sure to hear about all my Reiki offerings in the future, because there will be some changes coming, and, you know, different places where you will be able to receive those channeled invocations, just not here. I completely relate about that one. You've helped me so much. I'm so glad, Jen. I'm so, so glad. Reiki teaches good discernment, and this is something as an intuitive, sensitive empath, etc., I have really had to learn this. And again, you look around at the world, clearly, we could all use some help with this. Reiki feels refreshing and pure. Exactly. That was my sense at my first training as well, was like, oh, now I can relax. Like, this is what I've been looking for. Something that's actually pure. Wonderful. I've been traveling the world trying to find this. And, it's so funny. I took the class in my hometown. It's so funny. It is funny how these things work out, all in divine timing. All in divine timing. Welcome, Isa Medusa. Welcome, Fully Alive. So, yes, DM me Reiki if you want to be added to my email list. Lots of cool things happening, y'all. The inspiration is just like, it's on high. It's on. Hey, Mom, you missed it. You have to watch it on IGTV. All of these are on my IGTV at Joyful Real Life. I also, y'all, go to my YouTube channel, Taylor Norris Reiki. I changed it. The link is in my bio. I will put this one up there. I didn't put the last several up there for reasons that I will not share here. But yes, my YouTube channel is there. More will be happening there, and just more will be happening. Really, really good stuff. Reiki, 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 Reiki. Y'all, much love to all y'all. Shine on. It's been a blessing. We'll see if I kept this at 30 minutes or less. It's very hard when I talk about Reiki.